Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay and welcome to the announcement of the 2023 Princess of Gay Awards. So, this is a big thing that I have decided to do for this year and probably going forward each year. So, for those who don't know what this is, because should be most of you, the Princess of Gay Awards is pretty simple. I am going to be giving an award for different categories of reactions and whatnot that I have reacted to this year. This is basically a way to streamline letting you know what was my favorites of everything I've reacted to and whatnot over the course of the year. So, because of that, because it is my way of telling you what I liked and which ones impressed me the most and everything, it is going to be my choice. Like the awards, the nominees, and the winners will be my decision. But there will also be a category for viewer votes, specifically for the gold members, or the Masters of the Court, as they're known on my not Patreon, Discord server. The gold members are those who have been here either a long time or have contributed a lot to the channel. They are automatically, they are given a vote of their own, and those will be highlighted during the announcement ceremony as well. And by the way, that will be next Saturday. So next Saturday, there will be the entire ceremony announcing who has won each category. Now, you can still send in your winners as well. And hell, I might even put in the community tab some polls where you can vote on your own choices. And maybe I'll announce those choices during the award ceremony as well. We'll have like a princess choice, a Princess Connie's choice. We'll have the viewer's choice, and we'll have the gold members' choice. Just to kind of highlight all of our different opinions based on what we have seen over the course of the year. Now, I'm going to go over real quick here the different categories we have and what the nominees are. The nominee cutoff date was today as of when I'm recording it. I'm recording this a day before you're seeing it. But the nominee cutoff date was today, and I've got some interesting ones here. I'm going to reveal them in no particular order. And I unfortunately don't have graphics made up for this, but there will be graphics next week during the ceremony. But yeah, I'm going to go over all the different categories and the different nominees in, again, no particular order. And then I will reveal a little more info on how this is going to go down next week. So let's start with the different categories. So our first category here is favorite episode of the year. So this is a single episode of a series. The qualifications for this category is it basically just has to be an episode. So if something is a movie or if it's like a single special, it doesn't count. It has to be an actual numbered episode. So here are the nominees for favorite episode of 2023. And this is, by the way, based off of stuff I have seen for the first time. It doesn't necessarily have to have aired for the first time in 2023. But I have had to have seen it and reacted to it for the first time this year. So the nominees for favorite episode of 2023 are My Little Pony, Make Your Mark, episode 14. One Piece live action, episode 5. One Piece, episode 1071. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, episode 3. And Ruby, volume 9, chapter 9. Those are the 5 nominees for favorite episode of the year. So, we're just going to continue moving on. The next category is favorite series, which again means it has to be a series, not a special, not a movie. As long as it is an ongoing series, it doesn't even matter how many episodes it is. It counts. So the nominees for favorite series of the year, and again, only counting stuff that I started for the first time this year. Doesn't have to necessarily be finished, but I have to have started it this year. Favorite series nominees are Ruby, Volume 9, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, Link Click, My Little Pony Make Your Mark, and One Piece live action. So our third category is favorite movie. So this one is obviously films. It has to be an actual movie, not a special. And it has to be full length, feature length. So the nominees, again, in no particular order for favorite movie of the year are The Whale, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Nimona, The Menu, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So those are our 5 nominees for favorite movie. And now we go into favorite character. So these are specific characters from a series that we watched this year. The character must have had a strong relevance in the content that I watched this year. Even if the character technically debuted prior to 2023 in terms of when I watched the content, as long as their role during the course of the content I watched this year was massive enough, they still count. So that being said, the 5 nominees for favorite character are Yamato from One Piece, Chang Xiaoxi from Link Click, Nimona from Nimona, Roxy Richter from Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and Misty Bright Dawn from My Little Pony Make Your Mark. Next, we go into favorite ship, and I'm not talking about boats here. These are my favorite romantic ships over the course of the year based on different shows I have watched. Again, does not matter if I have seen the show for the first time this year for this category, as long as the ship was relevant in the content that I consumed over the course of this year. As long as the ship was relevant to the content I consumed this year, all is good. So that being said, the nominees for favorite ship of 2023 are Pitch, which is Pip and Hitch from My Little Pony Make Your Mark, Bumblebee, which is Yang Xiaolong and Blake Belladonna from Ruby, Balbrosius, Ballister and Ambrosius from Nimona, Bubbline, Bonnie, aka Princess Bubblegum, and Marceline from Adventure Time, and Clois, Clark and Lois from My Adventures with Superman. So, after ship, we have favorite YouTube reaction. This means this is a reaction to something off of YouTube, rather than a full-length series or a movie or something. This is specifically a reaction to something off of YouTube. So, anything from that is fair game, as long as it is a YouTube reaction rather than a series or a movie. So, the nominees for favorite YouTube reaction are Snarled Videos Part 7, BabsCon Vlog Pony Trivia, The Amazing Digital Circus, Rare Americans Music Videos Number 3, and 2 Animatics, Mariner's Revenge, and Willow. So those are the 5 YouTube reaction videos that I put out over the course of the year that are my nominees for favorite. Moving on, though, next one is favorite first impression. So simply put, this is my favorite first impression I have done over the course of the year. Does not matter if I've continued the series yet, but based solely on the first impression video itself. Based on just how much it impacted me, how exciting it was, how good it was. All of that subjectively, in my opinion, of course. So the 5 nominees for favorite first impression of the year are Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, Undead Unluck, Link Click, Pluto, and Carol and the End of the World. So our next category is most intense reaction. This is a fun category because it basically makes fun of myself. What are the most intense reactions I have had over the course of the year during a video, during a reaction? So, the 5 nominees for that are the crying and anger I faced watching an American Crime. The absolute rage I had during Cannibal Holocaust. The extreme joy I felt watching episodes 1070 and 1071 of One Piece. The horniness I have for Drolta Zuentes in Castlevania Nocturne, episode 2. And of course, the ugly crying for Paranorman. Those are my most intense reactions of the year. Our next category is Biggest Surprise Hit Series. This is not necessarily best series or anything like that. It is the one that surprised me the most. It is the series reaction that I did that caught me the most off guard. And just really, like, I was not expecting to love as much as I did. And there's a lot of those, to be fair. There's a lot of just all of this that you could go with. But here are the 5 nominees for Biggest Surprise Hit Series of the year. So first off, we have Symphogear. We also have Kid Cosmic, Hell's Paradise, Link Click, and Unicorn Warriors Eternal. So, just to clarify, I am counting Unicorn Warriors Eternal, even though I've only done the first impression so far. It was that big of a surprise to me. But on the other end is our final category, the biggest letdown. The series that I expected or hoped to a good enough degree would be good, that the fact that I didn't enjoy it was that big of a letdown for me. It was that crushing that I didn't like it. Again, they're either shows that I genuinely thought I would like, shows that I have heard such a good amount of praise for that I kind of expected that I would like it, or shows that I just had a huge amount of hope in and just completely let me down because of that. So our 5 nominees for this final category for Biggest Letdown of the Year are Heathers, Bocchi the Rock, Rise of the TMNT, Velma, and the Lackadaisy Pilot. And with that, those are our nominees for each category. So yeah, there's quite a bit of interesting choices here. Again, I will probably put up some polls in the community section where you can go and vote on those to allow yourself to have your input as well. But let's talk more about how this is going to work next week. So next Saturday, 1 week from today, we are going to be putting up the show, the rewards show, and our awards show, rather. And it is going to simply be a recorded video. I was thinking about doing a live stream, but I can't do it on Saturday, and I want this to be on Saturday. It's the last thing that's one of the last things that is going to be put up prior to the start of the winter break. I want it to be on Saturday specifically. So it's going to be pre-recorded. It's just going to be a video I'll put up. It will have graphics. I'll probably be dressed nice. And yeah, we will be going over each of these categories, not necessarily in the same order that we went over them today. And I will announce who won for the gold members vote, who won for the audience vote, and who won for the for my vote. We'll be going over that, and yeah, I am excited to cover that kind of stuff there. It's going to probably be a pretty long video, and I'm not going to have like any like big announcements or anything like you would expect from like a lot of award shows out there, like the Game Awards that just happened. There's not going to be like any big announcements or anything. It's mainly going to just be like me revealing who the awards are. So it might not be too long, but I'm going to go into a little detail about things and talk about my experience with all of this stuff over the course of the year as well. This is going to be just like kind of the big final hurrah for 2023. And once 2024 starts, we will start anew and begin planning for the next year. And planning for everything once that starts is basically fair game for next year's nominees. But yeah, so this is pretty exciting. I'm very hyped to share this all with you. And again, it's mostly just a way for me to get all of this out without having to make like a big video about it. Now, while there's not going to be any big announcements, I might also share like a couple other little things, like, oh, what is my favorite movie that I saw in theaters this year? That's not related to reactions, but I might share that with you guys just to let you know as well. For movies that I've seen in theaters. I might even tell you some of my least favorite stuff, just to kind of give it a little bit of a low side too, to balance it out. Share some of my least favorite things outside of, the biggest disappointment category. But yeah, like I said, there's not going to be like a lot of alternate content to just the reveals. It's mostly going to just be that and maybe a couple other little things here and there. It's basically just to end out the year. The basically, I think the only thing other than this that's going to be put up, um, I think the only thing after this that's going to be put up by the end of the year is going to be the final Christmas special video. Or holiday special video. I think that's the only thing that's going to come up after this, because that's going to come up on Sunday, Christmas Eve. Um, this is going to be the day before that. But yeah. Um, so I'm very excited for this. And again, this isn't going to affect anything with the channel. I just want to make that clear. This is just a fun little thing to share with you what my thoughts were on some of this stuff. And what what to look forward to. I'm definitely going to talk about what to look forward to the next year, but not really any big announcements, because what really big announcements would I make? Let's be honest. With a channel like this, there's not really big announcements to make. Um, but yeah, I'm excited, and I'm just going to tell you now, don't assume you know what the winners are, because I will explain why each one won next week. And it might not be the ones you expect. I'll just say that right now. Um, because there's going to be a lot more going into it than just entertainment value. I'll say that, but I won't say any more because that could be spoilers, I guess you could say. But I hope you all tune in. I don't really have a set time at the moment for next week. I'm thinking maybe somewhere around 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. But I'm not going to guarantee anything. So, all of that being said, though, if you have any questions, any thoughts, anything you want to share as well, feel free. But for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.